Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you're having a great Friday so far. Hi, Marlo in the making. Thank you for joining me live on this Friday with the Gemini moon. Happy Friday indeed. Such a great day, Friday. So we have a lot to talk about today. Get you all set for the weekend and make it a great one. So today, happy Friday, Carrie McKim. Nice to see you. It's Friday. It's Friday, and we're under this waxing moon cycle still until Monday. Yeah, Monday we have our full moon in. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, and of course, more next week. But today we are under the waxing moon cycle still, so you can still invite and allow new things to come into your life. Happy Friday morning, Sin Bagley. Nice to see you today. And it's Venus's day. Friday is Venus's day, so be sure to spread the love like this chick is doing. She is, I don't know where she got all these hearts, but she is spreading the love, and you should too. It's Friday. Good morning, Fran. Nice to see you. I won't insult you with my terrible Spanish accent. Leaving for gym. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, you have to get your workout in. So I get it. Make sure, you make sure you warm up, break a sweat first. Why a rock star? Get those muscles warm before you kick ass at the gym and wreck your pecs. Good morning, Mom E. Nice to see you today. So yeah, it's Venus's day. So be sure to spread as much love as possible. All energy at its basis is love. So if you want more power in your life, if you want more money in your life, if you want more happiness in your life, creativity at all, it all starts with love. So spread as much love as possible on Venus's day. And today we have a Gemini moon, which is really a great day. Why are rock stars using that Gemini moon? Because he is driving to the gym and listening to This Morning Astrology. Perfect example of multitasking successfully under the Gemini moon. Under the Gemini moon, too, it's great for correspondence, multitasking. It's great for running errands, short trips, socializing, writing, editing, and creativity. So under the Gemini moon, you can like bop around and lots of different that feed your soul and things that you have to do as well. So enjoy your Friday. Happy Friday. Also today, it's Faye Dunaway's birthday. It's Faye Dunaway's birthday. I'll spare you the stories that I've heard about Faye Dunaway. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt since it is her birthday. But it also is Andy Rooney's birthday, although he's no longer with us. But we're going to look a little bit at his astrology chart today, just because he is such a character. Grandma Nay, 6 to 10 inches of snow. Snow day, and it's quiet outside. I love it. Oh, good. I'm glad. That does sound like a really great snow day, actually. I hope, do you have hot chocolate? Because that's what I remember about snow days. Some Swiss Miss or Ovaltine if you're real old school. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying your snow. That's pretty cool. So yeah, Capricorns have this thing in which they can be, I don't want to say wet blanket, but I always say, like, say you're really excited about something, like say you just got this job interview and you run into the room and you tell your Capricorn or really your earth sign friend. So it's not only Capricorn, but more Capricorn than others. And you're like, oh my God, I had this great interview. It was so great. I think I'm going to get it. I'm going to love it there. And you're like high as a kite, and your Capricorn friend is going to like ground you and be like, whoa, hold on there. You didn't even get the job. And it's important. They do it because they care. But they're a little, they can sometimes, earth signs by their nature, because they're so practical, they can sometimes take the wind out of our sails when we're really excited about something. And Andy Rooney is really a perfect example of that. I mean, he's just so, I don't want to say pessimistic, realistic, and very like agitated as a personality. Hey, Florida Husky, happy Friday. Good morning, Silver Gray. Nice to see you. No snow in Florida. Yeah, I bet not. That would be weird, right? Wouldn't you be like freaked out if like you looked out your window in Florida and you saw snow? Oh, herbal tea. Okay, that's good. That's really good. Andy Rooney started writing with the military newspaper Stars and Stripes. This I did not know. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Thank you for letting me know that, Sin. And you're drinking your first cuppa? That's great. That's great. I have this chocolate tea that's really, really good. Of course, I doctor it up with like chocolate, what's it called? The chocolate powder at Trader Joe's. Anyway, let's look at a little bit of this guy's chart. He's a pretty fascinating dude. Unfortunately, we don't know his time of birth. Wah, wah. But there's certain things that we can tell from this chart, and we can sort of guess that he was born around this time. We can pretend that we know, and we'll give it the 12 p.m. chart the benefit of the doubt, because that's what we do. We always just make the chart 12 p.m. When we don't know the time of birth. But this guy was a 23-degree Capricorn, 23 degrees, and first thing we notice with that 23-degree Capricorn is that it looks like it's making an opposition to his moon, which is in Cancer. I can't say most likely because it's the early degrees. So it's possible that he had a Gemini moon. It's very, very possible because it's only 2 degrees. But if it wasn't, he definitely has that opposition. And whenever you have an opposition between the sun and the moon, because the sun is typically father and the moon is mother, you're born during a full moon when the moon is in one sign and the sun is in the opposite sign. And what this usually means is the mother wants certain things for you and your father wants certain things for you, but they're completely different because the sun and moon are in opposite signs. And what happens is that dichotomy is internalized and you feel pulled in 2 different directions until you learn to integrate. I'm so glad you're able to watch the live show too. Thank you for joining me. Oh, you haven't had much snow in Nebraska? Ooh, that is interesting. Well, I would say with Pisces, Jupiter and Pisces, we're probably going to see a lot of water. Yeah. Oh, interesting. It got so cold, iguanas fell out of the trees. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, when you have the sun and moon in opposite signs in a chart, you're born during a full moon. So it's really intense. And typically the mother and father are at odds, and that's internalized. Additionally, that moon, say it is at 2 degrees Cancer, just for the hell of it, it's opposing Mercury. And that's really interesting because when the moon opposes Mercury, one of 2 things can happen. You can be overly rational and really disassociated from your emotions, or it can just be the opposite and you can be like overly emotional. And if you remember Andy Rooney with his 60 Minutes thing, he was always complaining about something. I do suggest, I probably should have put this in the link, I will afterwards, but there was this guy by the name of Ali G by Sasha Cohen, I forget his name. Anyway, Sasha Cohen did this character, Ali G. He was like this white guy who really wanted to be black. And what he did is he did these interviews with people and he didn't tell them that it was like a shtick. And he would just act like completely idiotic and really stupid. And there's one episode in which Andy Rooney is on, and it is absolutely hysterical. I will put it in the link. It was freaking brilliant, hysterical. But anyway, that Mercury opposing the moon for Andy Rooney, if he was born around noon, makes perfect sense, right? Because he was very, very, very much disassociated from his emotionality and a little bit agitated with things. Thank you. Yes, Sasha Baron Cohen. I'll put the link to that. Hysterical. Anyway, so yeah, we can guess that he was overly rational. So that really makes the Capricorn energy even more intense. The Mercury, as well as in this chart, Mercury is at 1 degree Capricorn. And because his Chiron is at 29 degrees, it's very close to 1 degree Aries, which means that his Mercury squares his Chiron, which is really very interesting. when you have Mercury square Chiron, your communication or your perspective is really influenced by early woundedness, and it might make you feel rather alienated from others. And that makes a lot of sense, actually, because a lot of times I remember with him, he was, usually just calling out stuff that he thought was incredibly stupid. And I thought that was really, he did a great job with that as well. He does have this Venus opposing Neptune. Neptune, again, does rule the screen. It's about imagination, right? But Venus is opposing it. So it's interesting. There's a push and pull between Venus and Neptune, meaning the Venus having to do with love, money, and abundance, of course, but Neptune being about imagination and other godliness. So in some respects, when you have a Venus-Neptune aspect, there's potentially a certain sense of being very idealistic when it comes to love. I think with the opposition here, it's more a matter of he has this push and pull between what can actually be managed and what he really, really wants with the Neptune there. So it's really, really interesting. You're too young to wink, wink. Me too. Yeah, I'm just watching YouTube. I have no idea. No idea. Other stuff that's really interesting in this chart, that moon, if it is in Cancer, it is conjunct Pluto, which is pretty intense. And even if it's not, that Pluto is conjunct Jupiter. So Jupiter expands whatever it touches, and Pluto is about intensity, and it's about seeing beneath the surface, and it just makes you rather intense. And it's really interesting, all this emotionality. So even though he's a Capricorn, he was incredibly emotional, which is really very tough for a Capricorn. But he was able to express it with his Capricorn Mercury. So when your Mercury is in Capricorn, you're seeing life through a very, very practical lens. And in a lot of respects, too, with Mercury and Capricorn, how you communicate is really very much based upon how you want to be perceived. So, with him being a Capricorn, he probably wanted to make sure that he was perceived as rational. But the fact is, with this Pluto connected to Jupiter, most likely he was not that rational a person. Cancer energy, it's very, very, very intense, and they are always, typically, as an archetype, Cancer, they're always feeling as if something's just not right? Because the moon rules Cancer, and it's very, very changeable and highly sensitive and very, very vulnerable. So that's why Cancer really is about emotional security. It's not a matter if they have a corner in the market when it comes to emotional security. It's one of those things they have to really strive for. Just like Libra, it's not a matter of Libras are balanced. It's more a matter of that's their lesson, balance, and typically they get good at it. But Cancer energy is not rational. It's very, very emotional. So it's interesting. For this Capricorn, he had quite a lot of emotionality, but he did not want to express that with that Mercury in Capricorn. He really wanted to express more of that Capricorn aspect. His North Node is in Sagittarius. That makes a lot of sense. Because he did, as Sin mentioned, he did commentary, but he also was a writer. So publishing is really big in terms of him. And that North Node does make this beautiful trine to Neptune, which makes sense why he did succeed in the on the airwaves. He had epic eyebrows. Ooh, let me see. Oh, absolutely. Yes, I didn't notice. They certainly had epic eyebrows. But yeah, I think this is really interesting. Yeah, that Jupiter at 9 degrees Cancer really gets my attention. Yeah, and that Jupiter also, it makes this awkward quincunx with his Venus in Aquarius, and that Venus in Aquarius actually quincunxes his Pluto. So when you have a quincunx, it's requiring an adjustment, adjustment of what he values, which is with Venus in Aquarius, he values intelligence, intellectualization, genius, coolness, right? Whereas that Pluto in Cancer, Cancer does not know detachment, it doesn't know coolness, it certainly doesn't know it doesn't value those things, right? So there were certain needs that he had that were very, very strong and highly emotional just by looking at that Pluto conjunct Jupiter. So it's very, very interesting. Still waters run deep. But again, you get a lot of Aquarius in this chart. His Uranus was, I wouldn't call it conjunct because it's a little bit wide. It's a 6-degree orb, a little bit wide, but still, Uranus is very close to Mars. So his ability to really shock people with intellectualizations, and really, with that Uranus and Aquarius, that's like a mode of genius. And then, with Mars, how he communicates is very, very Mars-like, I think, in a very hyper-intellectual way. Oh, whose birthday is it? Whose birthday? Let's see. Epic eyebrows. Oh, yes. Not rational. That's okay. You got other people to be rational. Happy birthday, Amaretto. Is Amaretto in the chat? Oh, here we go. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday. This is going to be a great year for you, I bet. It's a nice Gemini moon for your solar return. So that should be really cool. I understand hidden Cancer energy and a male with it. Ooh, no wonder he was hyper rational. Yeah, I mean it's like it's almost like he was trying to protect himself. And I think with that Capricorn Mercury, he might have that perspective that he needs to. I really wish we had his rising sign. Maybe one day we will. But anyway, this is his chart. I thought you might like it. See what was up. There is also that opposition between Uranus and Saturn, which is a push and pull between freedom, Uranus, and Saturn, which is restriction and responsibility. And that can sometimes create a tremendous amount of inner tension. And I think that, again, he had a great mode of expressing it. So it's really fascinating. Yeah, it's okay. When you have Mercury, so when you have a solar return like you do, Amaretto, in which Mercury as well as Venus are retrograde, it's a year in which you probably don't want to put more information in your brain with Mercury. You kind of want to just process. It's like a filing cabinet that's like bursting at the seams. Like you don't need to add more. You just want to like organize and process your info. Also, with Venus retrograde under a solar return, it's a matter of those inner qualities of a person are going to appeal to you more, and it's going to be much, much less superficial. Not suggesting that you're superficial otherwise, but Venus does rule aesthetics, and it can be superficial. But when Venus is retrograde in a solar return chart, you're going to be much more concerned with how things make you feel, or how people make you feel, or even how jobs make you feel. So if something emotionally doesn't sit right with you, because it's very, very internalized, you might not like it, even if the job pays a lot of money, or even if you're with a man who's beautiful. Yeah. So happy solar return. Anyway, additionally, let's talk about Mercury retrograde. While we're at it, it's Back to the Future, but remember, it's a perfect universe, just imperfect people. So Mercury retrograde has its place, and we will have a Mercury retrograde. It starts technically today, although a lot of us have been feeling the effects for a while now, and it will run through February 3rd, till February 3rd, but then we're in a shadow period. So really, I'd like to look at March and just say March is really going to be where things start picking up. Of course, then you have, Neptune moving closer to Jupiter, so it's more a matter of there being a lot of watery energy then, which could be confusing, but I think things are going to get better and easier as we move through February. So with Mercury retrograde, anything with the re prefix, so revise, reflect, reinvent, reunite, like it's really good to connect with people that you had been in a relationship with before, or who had been friends before, because you can pick right back up where you had left off with Mercury retrograde. So it's a great time to reunite. Additionally, anything re you can think of, except react. You don't want to react. You want to respond, as opposed to react. So also under the retrograde, try to avoid starting any new projects, relationships, jobs, With the caveat, say you started looking for a job a while ago, you might actually find the job now. I was in a job that started on Mercury retrograde, and it was one of the best job experiences I had. And it was for like 3 or 4 years, 3 years, like to the day. And it was one of the best experiences I ever had. Yeah. And that started under a retrograde. But again, I probably had started looking for the job prior to the retrograde. So if you started something before, the retrograde's a great time to finish it. It's also, for you writers out there, a really good time to revise old stuff. Like a lot of us writers have like manuscripts that we started that are stuck in a drawer. And this is a great time to take it out and go back and revise. Yeah. But yeah, if you have to start something new, definitely be extra clear with documents and contracts and expectations, especially. When you communicate, just be extra patient and clear. Try to listen intently to what the other person is saying. I think nowadays we do a lot of texting, and I think that can be a little bit problematic because we text so much that tone cannot always be conveyed via text, especially if you type really quickly and the other person is not as fast as you, or if you're slower than the other person, etc. Yeah, remember, definitely. I mean, with Venus retrograde as well as Mercury retrograde, I think one of the coolest things is to remember old stuff that you had appreciated. Like recently, that's another I realized the song November Rain by Guns N' Roses, like I realized how spectacular that song is. Like that's a magical song. And it's been around all the time, right? It's been with us, right, since the 90s. But it's a great time to, review and remember, or even look at those old movies or TV shows or songs that have been there all along that you didn't necessarily appreciate. You're dealing with, yeah. So you just want to do whatever you can, just be patient and give a little bit of extra time to digest the information that you're getting, and give the other person extra time to digest. Rebrand. Oh, I like that. Yes, it's a great time to rebrand. Kelsey, sounds like a good time to finish a project. Yes, it really is, especially with your full moon that we're having Monday. Hey, Linda Michaels, nice to see you. Hey, better late than never, Linda. That's what I say. Some music is timeless. Oh, it certainly is. Yeah. And that's what's cool, because you can actually, especially even with Venus retrograde now too, it's great to look at, old songs and listen to old songs and things that you enjoyed before, because you could get a newfound appreciation for them. And that could be really, really great. Additionally, give yourself extra time to get to places where you need to go, or to complete projects, or even traffic, because there could be extra traffic. Ooh, you've been, excuse me, dreaming lately of dancing the tango in a red dress. Woo! Now that is awesome. It's like that emoji. If you put dance in your iPhone, there's a dancing emoji. And I think I wonder if that's what you've been seeing. That's awesome. Yeah, dancing in dreams. If you ever dancing in a dream, it's highly good. Very, very good sign to see yourself dancing in a dream. Yeah, means abundance and lots of really great things. I forget specifically, but absolutely. Really, really good. Yes, thank you, John. That's it. Exactly. I think that's sin. That's my new sin emoji. New studies. Of course. Yeah. Well, we knew that. Yep. Florida Husky. That's sin. That's the sin emoji from now on. We'll look at it as such. But yeah, give yourself extra time to deal with traffic and project completion. Yeah. So it should be great. You can't remember dreaming in a long time. Well, if you want to, it sometimes helps to keep a notebook beside your bed, or even give yourself that suggestion. Like, when I sleep tonight, I'm going to remember my dreams, and then just jot them down. Well, while we're at it, folks, if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel, I would be very, very happy. It is Friday. It would be amazing to do that. And let's talk about tomorrow. So tomorrow, January 15th, again, waxing moon. wax on, wax off, because we're moving toward our full moon Monday. So again, think of the new things that you want to bring into your life. Saturday is Saturn's day. It's the planet of discipline, restriction, and responsibility. So it's good to get your ducks in a row. You may want to do that under the Gemini moon before 11:10 a.m. EST. And then maybe nest and rest, or cuddle up with somebody and eat pizza in bed. Just mind the crumbs, because that could really be obnoxious. It's terrible to get crumbs in your bed. But yeah, you want to definitely utilize this Cancerian moon to feel good. We always talk about Cancer and home and family, but the fact is that our home we take around with us wherever we go. So what is it? If somebody's emotionally secure and they love their home and family, when they go to a hotel or when they go camping or when they are at a friend's house or wherever they are, their home is within themselves, so they feel at home. They can make a home anywhere, and that's really key. Of course, home is a metaphor for mother. So when you have a home that feels really comfortable and cozy, you're able to really tap into that divine mother and give yourself that nurturance and that love and support that you may or may not have gotten growing up. And that's really key, is as we adult or adulting, it's really about giving ourselves the divine energy of mother and father, giving ourselves those things that we didn't get when we were younger. Otherwise, our relationships are very trying. Like, if only for if only to help the people that you're in a relationship with, definitely tap into that divine mother and that divine father, because you don't want to, you want to give whoever you're in a relationship with a fighting chance, because it's a little difficult if they're having to like tap into that energy to be with you. Oh, there's no eating in bed with 3 huskies? Yeah, I bet not. No eating in bed. No eating in bed. Oh, you're going to be doing laundry. Yes, my laundry is actually in progress right now. I am multitasking under this Gemini moon. And your laundry is, okay, you're going to be doing laundry, and then in the evening you're going to pick up granddaughter. That you have a granddaughter? You look so young. How do you have a granddaughter? Jeez Louise. Wow. Well, whatever water you're drinking, Fran Marie, I think that we should bottle it. You look phenomenal to be a grandmother. Good for you. Additionally, yeah, we have that Cancerian moon. It's going to be great. Emotional security is really a key phrase for Cancer. So again, doing whatever it is that you can to feel at home within the self. Sometimes, especially if you're brought up around a lot of craziness, you might not be ready for peace. So you have to sort of calibrate and realize, like, peace is okay. It's okay to be peaceful. It's okay to have inner calm, because a lot of people, we don't trust it. And we should, because it's all good. You'll be 48, 49 in October. October what, Fran? Refresh my memory. That's amazing. You look phenomenal. That's really, really great. Huskies. I love Huskies. They're still great dogs. I agree. Still great dogs. So yeah, emotional security, home, family. You might want to connect with those that you love. Again, it's retrograde, so it's good to reconnect with old people from the past, so long as they, you learn your lesson. Anything. Friend Marie, you're a Libra. You're a Libra. I love Libras. Libras are great. They're really great, Silver Gray. Okay, you're Husky. You lost one last December. Got a baby. And I bet you do. Oh, I love Huskies. That's great. Working on my inner calm as I'm helping my sister. That is very, yeah. I think one of the easiest things for inner calm really is focusing on somebody else and helping them. It's like it frees you up to be sort of like, okay, well, here I am for this person. I can get out of myself and take care of them. It's really a wonderful thing to do. It's really nice. Yeah. Sensitivity. Cancers are very, very sensitive, and we are too when the moon is in that sign. So just, be nice to people. Safety, connection with other people, of course. Safety, familiarity, feelings, tenacity, protective, and caring. Yeah, so this is going to be on Saturday. Also on Saturday is Martin Luther King's birthday. And we're going to go over his chart on Monday because that's when his birthday is celebrated. I believe it's the third Monday in January. So on Monday, we're going to look at his chart. It looks very peaceful here. One thing, though, that I did want to mention to us is one of his quotes that I think is just so important, especially I guess I was going to say, especially in this day and age, but really it's a universal quote, and it's universal truth that darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. And it's so important to remember this because I think that we might be inclined to fight fire with fire, but with the things that we don't like in the world, it's important to put forth what we do want so we can get more of it. Anger, for instance, the only purpose anger has is to reach out and create more anger. So if somebody's angry and you give them love, well, what's cool is they're going to have to go someplace else because they're not going to get their fix. They're not going to be able to trigger you and get angry with you. So one thing that you can really do, kill people with kindness. Kindness is good. So yeah, keep this quote in mind. It's really, really helpful. It's a beautiful quote, and it's so true. And again, love is the basis of all energy. All energy at its basis is love. So it's also an incredibly practical thing to do. Yeah, so we'll talk about him on Monday. And then on Sunday, January 16th, it is, I keep forgetting this lady's name, Ethel Merman. Ethel Merman. It is her birthday on Sunday. So maybe you can sing one of her songs. Kindness is good. It's important. If you channel anger like it can be, yeah. Well, okay. So I should explain. If you are angry, I'm not suggesting you repress your anger and keep it down because then you're borrowing trouble. You want to, release your anger in a really healthy way. I'm just saying, if somebody is angry, if you don't get angry along with them, their anger is going to have to find, they're going to have to find somebody else to bother, essentially. Isn't it a great quote? It's a great quote. Yeah. So we have Ethel Merman's birthday. Maybe sing one of her fun little songs on Sunday. It's our last day. Yes, exactly. Exercising while angry is loving yourself. Definitely. And I do think that exercise can really help. I mean, it shakes everything up. And I do think that it catalyzes emotions. At least it does for me. So you want to use your Cancerian moon on Sunday to really nest and rest. It is the sun's day, so be sure to celebrate being alive. Maybe sing an Ethel Merman song or go out for a walk and have fun. You want to use your Cancerian moon to nest and rest. Give yourself extra tender, loving care. I agree. And you know what's so funny? It's one of those things that when it becomes a habit, it's like, it becomes almost like addictive, right? It's just great. I find that if I miss a day, my body doesn't feel as good. Isn't that funny? You would think that, it would hurt your body, but it doesn't. Yeah. Ooh, you run with your husband? Now that's something. I don't know if I could do that. I don't like running with people at all. It really bothers me to run with people. I have before, but I typically fall, to be honest with you. And I never fall by myself. I only fall when I'm with somebody else. So I don't like running with people. But it's good that you run with your hubby. It's really good. That's really great quality time. So use your Cancerian moon to also tend to domestic matters, sending negative emotions back to the ocean. The Cancerian energy is very, very oceanic. So it's very much connected to the ocean. So you can really heal by tapping into the energy of the ocean, healing, loving, caring, connecting, and emoting. So because the Cancerian moon is going to make us more emotional, make sure you have a proper outlet. Allow yourself to be emotional. Let go of how it is that you feel. That is you meet. Yes, exactly. When I exercise, it's definitely, I used to. And I think it's really helpful because when you are exercising with somebody, they can sometimes push you, like especially with weights. But yeah, I find that it's time where I don't want to be bothered. I put my headphones on, and yeah, I don't like it when people even talk to me when I'm working out. It's like, oh, okay, so your run has to be at your pace. I bet it does. I think that's a beautiful thing that you run with your hubby. I think that's great. Ooh, your dog is a Chihuahua, so she runs, and that's adorable. You're always up for the beach. Me too. You're in Florida, so you can go to the beach whenever you want, right? Is that true? Oh yeah, I got it. It is my me time, my exercise time. So when you're in Florida, I mean, is it like LA? Because you can't go to the beach. I mean, you could, but you could freeze your ass off throughout the whole year. But in Florida, can you? Can you go anytime you want? I wonder. So yeah, this is your Cancerian moon, and it's going to be really, really great. And then also on Sunday, Kathy Lee Gifford has this aspect in her chart, actually, which is pretty interesting. It makes her a little bit intense. And I think she is. She's very intense. She has some really, really intense opinions. Oh, okay. So Florida Husky, you can go anytime you want to the beach. Now, just knowing that Florida is looking awfully good to me right now. Maybe I'll take a nice trip. Yeah. So yeah, Kathy Lee Gifford has this in her chart, this aspect, which makes her a little bit intense and a little bit scorpionic. Even though she is, oh my goodness, I know her. Oh yeah, she's a Leo. Almost I forgot that her sign was a Leo. How could I forget? Anyway, she is great, and she has this aspect in her chart, and we will have this aspect in the heavens on Sunday. So Sun conjunct Pluto is going to increase our personal power and our ability to influence outcomes. It's also going to give us extra intensity, and we might be a little bit pushy. Okay? Not saying Kathy Lee is pushy. I'm just saying that, we're going to be on Sunday, perhaps a little bit. So you don't want to come on too strong with this aspect, take it down a notch. And it's a transformative transit. So this birthing process is a rebirthing process, and it's going to lead to higher self-esteem and personal effectiveness. It's also great for cleaning up and eliminating unnecessary clutter in your life. And we're talking literal or metaphorical. Is something sticking around past its sell-by date? And this aspect is really perfect because the next day on Monday, we have a full moon in Cancer. We do. And the full moon's really great for releasing. Okay, Grandma Nay. Well, have a wonderful day. And that is very sweet of your neighbor. And aren't you sweet to give him some hot chocolate? That is so nice. How perfect for a Gemini moon, because Gemini rules neighbors and she's being neighborly. I mean, come on. Who says astrology is not 100% accurate? Anyway, we have a Cancer moon on Monday. And this is a really great time for reaping and harvesting rewards. And you might actually start to see the manifestations of your new moon goals. So when you have a new moon, like we had on January 2nd, it's all about you write your intentions, right? And you put new things into the universe and that you hope to manifest. And typically it takes about 6 months. So by the time you actually have the corresponding full moon, which is the full moon, it will be the full moon in Capricorn. I believe that's July 13th or July 17th. It's in July. In July, you're going to see fullest manifestations of your new moon goals. But 2 weeks after the new moon, which is Monday, the 17th, we have our full moon. So you might start seeing evidence of your new moon goals coming to fruition. And if you did, if you came to my astrological vision board workshop that we had on Friday, really close to the first quarter moon, you might find yourself being like, aha, it happened. manifestations. And I would say also, you might want to even see an emotion as a manifestation. So maybe you have not found your true love yet, but you're feeling more sappy, for instance, or you're feeling more romantic, or you're feeling more loving to yourself. That might be a manifestation. Or say you didn't get your new job yet, but you have some prospects, you have an interview lined up or interviews lined up, or you have a better idea of what it is that you want that's going to make you happy. That's evidence. That's what sometimes they say in law of attraction is driftwood. It's like evidence of your manifestations. It's not fully there yet, but it's on its way. Hey, Benjamin Hunt, nice to see you. You're a Leo and your daughter is a Leo. Two Leos work out really well, I think, typically. That's great. What a lot of love you guys must have between each other. That's really, really nice. And we're going to have a Leo moon next week, right after the Cancer moon. Yeah, Leos are fabulous. They really are. Leos are great. Yes, Sin, you are a Leo. That's why your heart is so big. That's why your heart is so big. But yeah, if you did my astrological vision board workshop, who knows? You might look at that vision board that you did and be like, oh my goodness, you know? And even if you didn't do my vision board workshop, if you create a vision board, it's a really great way to shortcut your manifestations because you get comfortable with them. Additionally, you want to celebrate accomplishments and the fruits of your labors, even if it's an emotion that you've manifested. And really, the big thing with the full moon in Cancer, it's a time in which we can let go. It's a time we can let go of what no longer serves us, which is really important. What I look at when I look at the new moon versus full moon, so the new moon, you're like, okay, this is what I want. And the full moon, what is really good for, it's releasing. And you can even use your full moon to release blocks to your new moon goals. So sometimes what happens is we split our energy. Like say we want to get in a relationship, but we have fears around that. It might be a matter under the new moon, you say, okay, I want a relationship. And under the full moon, you're like, okay, I'm going to release blocks to getting into a relationship. Or say you're on the new moon, you're like, I want to win this prize. And then the full moon comes and you're like, release blocks to winning that prize or whatever it is that you want. Oh, I love you, Silvery Gray. So yeah, we have a wonderful Cancerian moon. Do whatever it is that you can to. We have a lot of Leos here. I know. Well, you know why that might be is because Leo, I have Jupiter in Leo, and Leo is my 7th house cusp. So Leos and I get along very well, and they're great. They're great to me. So thank you all, Leos, and whatever sign you are. Thank you for joining today. So yeah, it's a time where we can let go of what no longer serves our highest good, and let go and let it flow. That's going to be really key. Just let the good times roll, of course, but let go and let God, and that's really important with Jupiter and Pisces now. That's how we win, by letting go. So yeah, that's about it from me, folks. I hope you guys have a really, really great weekend. Be sure to like. I love you guys. You're attracted to Joshua. You are. How do Leos get along with the twins? How do I get along with the twins? Oh, I get along well with Gemini. There's really very few people I don't get along with, to be completely honest. And if I don't, it's usually their fault. Ha! I'm just kidding. But yes, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you definitely next week. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And if you're looking to find out what's going on in your astrology chart, where this full moon in Cancer is going to hit and how you can make the most of it, and for 2022, we can look at that for you. We can also look at your cards and find out what's up for you in 2022. Just check out my website, psychicsun.com, and that's in the description below, and we'll hook you up with a reading. Have a wonderful weekend, Marlo. Have an awesome day and an awesome. Oh, I'm so glad for Emery. That makes me feel great, like Tony the Tiger. But yeah, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Bye-bye.